Hello, this is Larry and Katie Holstrom, our VP of HR, and we're over in the HR building today. Is our first phase or part of our video this month. And we have something that we think is very important and very critical to our culture and our values as our family, our American family, and how we treat one another and how we want to be with one another and be respected and respectful and also helpful and be a good family group. And so Katie's got a project or a program that we're all engaged in home office, and we want everybody to participate so we all get that little refresher and reminder of why we are and who we are, and we're back to our family values and our company mission and value. So Katie, what are our thoughts?
Exactly, Larry. We do have a little program in place, and what we're rolling out actually is a discrimination and harassment prevention for all of our employees, just to help give a refresher on who we are as a company again, and things to look at as far as how we treat our employees, that we value our employees, and that they feel safe and secure in their work environment. So we are rolling this out to all of our employees. We've already started with our home office employees, and we will be rolling it out to all of our sales employees and our indirect employees as well. So our sales force will be getting this information starting June 2nd. And they will have a month to complete the information, and then when I'll be following up with them on a regular basis. But it's very critical to, again, as you stated, our culture and our values of our company, and valuing all of our employees and making sure we're aware of what we do could affect them negatively. And we want to always have everyone have a positive experience as they have their employment with American and continue their career, live their American dream.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm as a sales associate. Is this like a Survey Monkey, or how much time should I think about allowing for this
to take place? So it is a little bit timely. So they will receive a link that they'll just need to click on, and it will take them to our American Bus or our website portal. So they'll need to be able to access that. And if they have trouble doing that, they can reach out to our help desk, and they will help them through that process. But once they get into the discrimination, harassment prevention training, then it will take anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour to complete. But it is something that we want to have everyone go through.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, and let us know. We'll follow up in one of our future videos and let everybody know how the project went.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you, Larry.
Good. Well, now we can move on. Katie is back at work at HR, so there's a couple more things that Taylor and I wanted to touch on. Now, June is the 12th month of our fiscal year 2019, so here we are. It's the last month, and it's really a critical month for finance and for the company and the home office and our stock valuation that will be coming up again in a few months. So critical key thing is getting invoicing. So the home office does everything based on an accrual, so we want to get as much invoice as we can in June to get a great big month and a good profitable month that'll wrap up our fiscal year and our financials for Chartwell and Steve Nelson when they come here in a couple months to review our financials and how we did and what we're looking at for next year. That has a big impact on our stock value every year and on how we tell the story and see the future. So the critical thing for the home office and finance. So get the invoices, go through your open orders and all the work in process, and get as much invoice as we can. A side benefit of that is whatever gets invoiced in June normally gets paid in July. So you're going to get a good check come in July or August. And June is also a good month for sales. If you got a lot of AR out there, the more you get collected into June, then the bigger your check is going to be in July, but also falls into this fiscal year too. So critical month of June for finance in our year end. Next thing we want to talk about is a sidebar to that. For our August show, or we're going to have a show in August again, that'll be for our award winners that come out of the fiscal 2019 year. And that's where we do the little round robins with the vendors and the breakouts that are more one-on-one. And it is really the attendees and the group is made up 99% of the award winners from fiscal 2019. Also, that's another reason, get your numbers up and get in there so you can get into the President's Club or some of the other things. And for some of you new people that are old like me, you can still be Rookie of the Year in your first year with American. So that's our summit in our fall program. You'll have more on that as we get through the year end. My last idea here is a little teaser, and it's a thing that I've been talking about and using in different cases. I've worked with a lot of different nonprofits on fundraising and how do you raise revenue for them. And so they do banquets, they do auctions, and that's how we really did. We did a lot of auctioning where we did our e-com using ACES and our e-commerce. We have that auction site. It started with the University of Minnesota years ago, and we've used that in a number of cases. Because I really went to the UN, I says, instead of begging for money all the time, people get tired of that and they stop taking your calls, and they, even though they love you and they like working with the school, they really avoid you because they don't want to write a check all the time. And they kind of get the feeling that you're begging all the time. So we really need to come up with a program or idea to leverage relationships on everyday spend and things that people do and that can benefit their favorite nonprofit. So it's a program I call Friends of Blank, and you can use it for anybody. But it's a way for a company to say, you know what, I really love the United Way of Alexandria or Glenwood or whatever, and I buy $500,000 or $1 million worth of product that you, American, sells. I'd like to be in that Friends of the United Way of Alexandria program where I can donate 3% of my spend, and it goes in my name to that association. But I don't want to pay a premium. I want to pay the same or less. I want Americans program. We have a way to do that, and it becomes a win for us because we get more volume and we have a friendly partner. It's good for our customer because they're spending the same amount of money or less, and they're getting a nonprofit benefit. And the final one is the nonprofit doesn't have to beg for money, and they can get support. So more on that as we go forward, but the weather's getting nice, so don't be surprised if you see some outside videos coming in the coming months.